Okay, I've sent that over. Okay. I'm gonna let people join in the stream, and then we will begin. I'm just gonna build one real quick though. How's everybody doing? If anybody's watching, just bear with me, I'm just building one right now. Yo, it's all good. I've been really busy. Sorry that I've been away for a month straight, folks, but yeah, man's been really busy. So, at the moment, we're gonna restart Ultimate Alliance on Legendary mode, but we're gonna take it slow and let people join up. So I'm probably gonna be on here for about an hour or two, and I've got to go. But we are gonna continue these streams on the weekends. But I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody's irie today. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a good time today. So, yeah, I played Ultimate Alliance 1. I gotta tell the truth, and I prefer Ultimate Alliance 1 to 2. But we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. So right now I'm just building 2 spliffs. I gotta build my gaming spliff. So yes, people, I gotta get that built, and then we'll be able to move forward. Yeah, so how's everybody doing? What's everybody reading, or what are they playing, or what are they watching? So I've been watching some Daredevil Born Again. Been finished watching Invincible Season 3. Yeah, I really enjoyed those. Right, where's my Brizzler? Cool, cool. So I see everybody's pissed off at Assassin's Creed Shadows. Really surprised about that. I really thought Ubisoft would have been able to turn it around at the very last minute, but nope. Alright, bear with me, folks. I'm just finishing up building these spliffs, and then we can begin. So I hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's enjoying their day. Nah, Ubi was never. Yeah, Yeah, I guess that's my inner childhood hoping that they were gonna turn it round, but in realistic senses, there's no way they were really gonna be able to turn it round because they needed to get about 10 million sales on Assassin's Creed Shadows. I heard they got 2 million players. So 2 million players don't sound good to me because we also got to consider who's actually bought the game and who's out here just playing on that Ubisoft subscription. So I know it is that. But overall though, I'm gonna be honest, when it comes down to AC, like there isn't anything in the franchise anymore that I really want to go to. So I grew up with the franchise since 1 back on the PlayStation 3. My personal favorite is Assassin's Creed 2 and the whole Ezio trilogy. But I know Ubisoft's never really going to be able to top that, you know, top that quality. Alright. Almost done, folks. My apologies for the delay, but I just got back and I've only got a few hours to play, so I had to make sure everything was airy before we begin. Oh well, that's it. Since I'm pretty close. Let's begin. Oh. I like the Ultimate's cliffhanger. I didn't. That's why I haven't made the video yet. And honestly, I didn't want to do 2 rants back to back, so I'm gonna get to it when my mood gets a bit more positive, but I didn't want to force out another rant.
On foot. You're kidding, right? You have any idea how little arch support I get in this outfit?
Put a sock in it, webhead.
How socks make it worse, actually.
All right, ladies, let's move, now!
Okay. We have begun.
Take these chumps out.
Oh shit, my mic was muted. Damn. Saying we got Wolverine, Captain America, and Spider-Man at the very beginning. But the thing is, I'm gonna probably change them whenever I get the opportunity to. I never play as Spider-Man or Cap in this game.
So much for them. Castle straight ahead, barring a few twists and turns. Move out.
Gotta get to practice.
There's nothing I can't cut.
Bravo team should be near.
So while I'm at it, let me see what I got on my team. So, for the most part, I've got the suits for everybody. So, here we got Ultimate Cap. Here we got Classic Iron Man. Civil War Spider-Man. And an interpretation of... I believe it's an interpretation of the Secret War suit for Wolverine. Not Secret Wars, but the one catered towards him, called Secret Wars, something like that. It looks like the ultimate suit, so I'm going to use it. Is it bad that I don't actually play Spider? No, I'm the same, bro. Like, I like Spider-Man, but he's never really been like my top 3. Maybe top 10 or 5 perhaps, but yeah, he's not my overall number 1. But I do love Spidey, in particular the original Ultimate Spidey, and that's my Spider-Man. I can't use this, I can't use this. Well, at the moment everybody's pretty overpowered, considering when you first start this game off, there's a lot of difficulty to it, bro. Before you level up your character, you really do struggle getting kills sometimes. So the difficulty did ramp up in 2. Alright, let's jump up here.
Black Widow should have left an intel drop for us nearby. Use your navigation system to locate it.
Where's this thing we're looking for? So I've got most of the collectibles in this, but we're starting a fresh, well, new game plus on Legendary. I'm probably going to do 2 Let's Plays of this, so I'll probably do like anti-registration and pro-registration, if anybody wants to go through that, but yeah, I don't mind doing 2. XP, thank you.
They just broke through.
You're nothing more than a temporary distraction.
How can we stop them?
Drop point should be just ahead.
Come on out, enemies. Oh, enemies, where you guys hiding? Yeah, I was calling you. Hold on.
We're outnumbered.
One sec.
Smash them all at once.
One sec, folks. Yep. Here we are. I was handing my granddaddy's bits. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Just cut through everybody like butter.
July 11th, 0800 hours. We've determined there's a massive power source.
So, if anybody doesn't know, this is set directly after the events of Ultimate Alliance 1.
You heard the lady. Let's find that power source.
Oh, look at that jade yet. No, I can't swap. So, I've been watching Daredevil Born Again. Really am enjoying that. I would say it does have its flaws compared to the original Netflix version, but for the most part, I would say I'm really enjoying it. I didn't know that. Yeah, so one and 2 are chronologically in the same timeline, but number 3, that's basically a remake. And I'm actually pissed off about that, because I really wanted to play Ultimate Alliance 3, But I don't know about buying a Nintendo Switch just for that. But yeah, I was, yeah, on my old YouTube channel, right, I made a video about that. I was not happy. I absolutely adore Ultimate Alliance. Like, honestly, like, now is the time to give us a new Ultimate Alliance game. Like, I hear Insomniac, but it's just a rumor. But I hear Insomniac are gonna be making X-Men games, so I wonder if they're gonna be like a whole new different kind of gameplay, or is it gonna be like the X-Men Legends games back on the PlayStation 2? Same company that made Ultimate Alliance, Raven Software in that. Yeah, so they made like games like this, but catered to the X-Men. They even made like a movie tie-in game for like the Fantastic Four movies back in the early 2000s. Yeah, I had that as well. That was like Ultimate Alliance, but purely for the Fantastic Four. But basically, they did a light remaster of 1 and 2, and I basically bought them twice. So I bought them when they were on PSN, before Activision lost the license. Nice. Yeah, so yeah, they did a remaster and they put it on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, I think back in 2016 to 2018, and then it got taken off. But I had made a new PSN account at that point, so I had to go to like some third-party website to get myself another copy, or digital copy, of both. Paid extra for it, but this is one of my favorite childhood games. I'll pay any price to get these again. But on a real though, we need a reboot of Ultimate Alliance. Like, we had Marvel's Avengers. Yes, I did play that and platinumed that game. I put over 1,000 hours into Marvel's Avengers. It sucked. Don't get it twisted. It absolutely sucked. But I needed an Avengers game, so I played that to its final days. But it's nowhere near as good as Ultimate Alliance. Gameplay was fun, but constant bugs. Like, the amount of bugs, like every day I'd come across some sort of bug that would alter the game. So basically I would have to like restart the whole match, or what was it? Oh, let me finish the cutscene. Cutscene finished, now it's playing.
But instead, I can give you a preview right now, free of charge.
Yeah. So, yeah, played that every day, had constant bugs with it, and played the raid a good few times in Marvel's Avengers, and the amount of times, I will tell you, the amount of times that I had to, oh, that was bad of me, terrible, the cat. Yeah, a game-breaking bug that I'd come across, so if I was in the raid, and somebody had some sort of bug, they couldn't rejoin the lobby, and they had to restart the whole thing from scratch to complete the raid. So anytime there was some sort of bug, yeah, we had to restart from scratch. Let's get Captain America in here.
You can't hurt me. I'm too well connected.
Wolverine. And finish him off with Spidey. Nice. Yeah, speaking of Captain America, we are getting a Captain America and Black Panther video game. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I haven't got any issues with it. Like, I just thought it was a pretty random project, personally. But I heard Amy Hennig is going to be working on it, on like the story aspect of the game. So I'm a big fan of Amy Hennig. She's written some of my favorite video games of all time, like Legacy of Kain. Love that franchise. Uncharted 1 and 2. I don't know if she did 3, but I know she did Uncharted 1 and 2. But Amy Hennig's a legend. Absolute legend.
He always calls them in sooner or later. Could be much worse than this.
Yeah, but don't you guys wonder, I mean, invading a foreign country? Like we're soldiers of fortune or something?
I've known Nick Fury a very long time, Spider-Man.
So,
We wouldn't be doing
the
this
reason
without
why
you.
we're in Latveria is because we took down Doctor Doom in Ultimate Alliance 1.
They do the same for
And now we're trying to get rid of the remaining forces of the aftermath of the event.
One of our ongoing investigations into supervillains recently had a major break. We've always been aware that many of these criminals who run around in high-tech armor were getting their materials from an underground figure, Phineas Mason, aka the Tinkerer. But what we didn't realize until recently is that the Tinkerer himself is being supported by someone outside the country, specifically Lucia von Bartas, elected Prime Minister of Latveria. As you know, the link to a foreign power makes this, by definition, international terrorism. The evidence is right here, sir. We're under attack. Trust me, they've earned what's coming to them.
Okay, I think this is the part where I can change my characters.
They must.
Oh, you bastards. No, Nick, nobody trusts you. You see, the thing is, right, you have got a very good point. Like, nobody trusts Nick Fury in this game. Like, at all, and quite for valid reasons when we get further into the game. But, yeah, no one trusts Fury in this. Let me go get those.
Nanite-based neural interface nodes are attaching with about 90% efficiency. Electrical ground.
Oh.
How long will I have to?
Cool.
They're trying to dig in. Keep pushing through.
So, when it comes down to Marvel games, like, I think we're getting some pretty good ones right now. I mean, the comics say the same. Yeah. When it comes down to Marvel games, I think we're getting some pretty good ones. We've got, like, Marvel Rivals, even though I typically just play against the AI in that. I suck at PvP. So I play against the AI in that, and it is absolute fun. So I main as like Hulk and Reed Richards, and obviously I make him rock his Maker outfit. But yeah, Rivals is pretty dope. We did have a Marvel Spider-Man. Yeah, I really enjoyed the first one. Not so much the Miles one, because obviously I'm not really into Miles like that. Also played Spider-Man 2 as well. I liked it for the most part, but the Mary Jane missions, man, like, you gotta relax with the Mary Jane missions, like, ooh. But I enjoyed it for the most part. Like, I really enjoyed seeing Venom, even though it was Harry Osborn, but yeah, really enjoyed that. I do have some classics. I do have some classic Marvel games from like the PS2 era, so I still have like My Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction on the PlayStation 2. Got Ultimate Spider-Man on the PS2. Got Spider-Man 2, so like the movie tie-in game for the PS2, got that as well. And I got Incredible Hulk and Iron Man, those movie tie-in games, both for the PS2 and the PS3 as well. Ooh, shit. So maybe one day, if I get the right equipment, what I'll probably do is try to get like a capture card, and maybe I'll do like streams of me playing those old classics. But yeah, I would really like to play those again for the channel. See, a game that I do want to play again though. I had it, well, very briefly, because my mum took it away, and probably for good reason. It was the Punisher video game that came out on the PlayStation 2. We will never get a Punisher game that authentic to the character. Like, it is one of the most brutal games you could ever play. and I absolutely adore that franchise, or not franchise, that game. Oh shit, I got a trophy after all these years. I like Spider-Man 2, my favorite of Sam trilogy. Yeah, man. So I got that when I was a kid. So I really wanted to get Spider-Man 2. So I had the first, well, actually no, I had the one on the PlayStation 1. My stepbrother gave me that. I really loved that game. And I had Spider-Man 1, so the movie tie-in game. I had that on the PlayStation 2. So that was the one where you couldn't actually go down onto the streets. You could only play on top of the buildings. So that's one of the flaws of the first Sam Raimi video game. And then we could actually go on the streets in Spider-Man 2. And that was a really big deal back in the day, because we hadn't had a Spider-Man game where you could actually swing about on the streets or on rooftop at that point. So Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 was a really big deal. And I also had Spider-Man 3. Oh, hold on.
Right to find Bardis' front door. They know we're coming. Could get a bit hairier from here on out.
Alright. When do we get briefed on the mission, Fury? This is gonna be tough without any backup. I don't like fighting blind. What was Electro doing here? Yeah, I'd probably have to go for, can we get briefed on the full mission? Even though he ain't gonna do it.
For their Prime Minister. Something you just can't say over the phone. Now you don't need any more detail than that. Let's quit the jibber jabber and get this job done already.
I'll help you for now, Fury, but when this is done, we're done. Yeah, we will be. After what we've been through, I think you owe us the truth, Fury. That kind of talk doesn't inspire confidence in troops. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the more diplomatic choice.
Now you're gonna hurt my feelings. Time to move out, ladies. Going up.
But yeah, I had Spider-Man 3 as well on the PlayStation 2 and the PS3. You see, the thing is about that game, they are not the same game if you played the PS2 or the PS3 version. So this was back in the day, like when PS2 games were like really limited and like the PS3 was new and you could do a lot more with video games. So like back in the day, like Spider-Man 3 on the PS2 and 3 were not the same. So like on the PS2 version, you could like change into the black suit whenever you wanted, but you couldn't do that in the PS3 version. Also had, what else did I had? I had, yeah, I had the Hulk games. I had the original on the PS2. So the one where, the first one, it was based off the 2003 movie. And I had the 2008 games, both for the PS2 and 3. Replayed through the PS3 version of that. So that game's relatively the same, just the graphics is different. But yeah, I really enjoyed that, despite how flawed it is. Then I do have Iron Man 1 on the PS2 and 3. I need to replay those, but Iron Man 1 wasn't very good, even when going back to it.
We gotta find a way through those energy fields. Must be something we can use to block them.
Yeah, but after that, like after that Spider-Man 3, so after like the 2008 games, I kind of lost interest in superhero games. So there was some of the best ones I missed out on. So like Spider-Man Web of Shadows, Shattered Dimensions. Well, I knew that was coming out when it was revealed. I knew about that, but I still ain't played that. What else was there? X-Men Destiny, I think it was called. I didn't play that. Yeah, so I never got my chance to see how that game was like. Then there was like Thor and Captain America, like those movie tie-in games. Never got to play those either. So mainly, after like the 2008 superhero games, I didn't come back until probably like, I think it was the Deadpool game. see, the thing is, I regret selling my copy because I can't get that anywhere without paying a hefty sum. But I had the Deadpool game. Yeah, that was alright. Not the greatest superhero game, but yeah, it was the Deadpool game I played. And I played bits of Amazing Spider-Man 2. So, yeah, I played Amazing Spider-Man 2. That weren't all that. But, yeah, when it comes down to movie tie-in games, for the most part, they're not going to be very good. Because typically they get rushed in production and have a very small budget. But yeah, we don't get those anymore though. But we have had like Marvel's Avengers, there's Guardians of the Galaxy. I still ain't played that. But truth be told, like, I've never really been into Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, not as in like I don't like them or anything like that. It's just that was one of the teams that I found out exists with the first movie. So I saw Star-Lord very briefly in Planet Hulk, so I knew about him because I always wondered who that helmet he wore in the comics. Really liked that helmet, but yeah, I didn't know about Guardians till the movie. So if you guys didn't know, Star-Lord makes a very brief cameo in Planet Hulk, and I really liked his design, but I never knew who he was until the movie. But yeah, I like the Planet Hulk animated film. So when it comes down to Guardians of the Galaxy though, I'd say the one that I like the most is probably 3. You know, I like a more darker tone. I like the darker tone of 3. So yeah, I really enjoyed 3 the most. 2 I don't watch as much. I don't think it's bad, it's just not for me. But yeah, I really enjoyed 1 and 3 the most. Yeah. I did see Captain America Brave New World. And it's basically Incredible Hulk 2 without the Incredible Hulk. But yeah, I thought it was meh. Like, it ain't the worst I've seen, but it ain't the greatest either. So I'd say it's in the middle ground, personally, for Brave New World. But I wonder how they're gonna pull this off with Doomsday and like Secret Wars, because I think it's pretty obvious they're gonna reboot Target. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that they're gonna reboot with Secret Wars and do the all new, all different Marvel thing. But I want to know, like, what depiction are they going to have for the new characters, or for the heroes, past Secret Wars, or Avengers Secret Wars, I should say. Because I want to know, like, are we gonna go for more like classic 616 depictions, or are we gonna do the more like Ultimate Universe depictions of the characters? So I'm more interested to see what we're gonna get post Avengers, Secret Wars and Doomsday, because I know we're gonna get X-Men, and I think that was long overdue. But yeah, I really want to see what they can do past Secret Wars, because right now, like, I think since the beginning of Phase 4, there's been a lot of misses for me personally. I think the project I was looking forward to the most was probably Moon Knight and She-Hulk. So yeah, I fuck with Moon Knight. Always fucked with Moon Knight. So with Moon Knight, right? I forgot the name of the writer, but I went to this store called Forbidden Planet back in the day, and they had this poster of Moon Knight, and he had like different abilities. So he had the Spider-Man arm, or like Captain America's arm, or something like that. He had different kinds of abilities on the poster. As a kid, I was like, what? Like, what is this? Like, somebody has all the abilities of all these other characters. Like, I had to go see who this character was. So yeah, in Forbidden Planet, I think this must have been around the times of Ultimatum, I think. Must have been, because I was reading Ultimates. I think Ultimates 3 around this time. But yeah, so that's how I knew about Moon Knight, but I never had any finished runs of Moon Knight though. Like I never had any finished runs until like 3 years ago.
Take West with you. Locate Bravo team and find another way into that castle. You heard the man, Webhead. Let's move.
Yeah. Sheesh, respect.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think they should should switch to animated movies. It's easier and cheaper. Yeah, like I don't have a single problem with any of the animated films that we got in the early 2000s, like Planet Hulk, Hulk versus Wolverine and Thor. What else? We had Wolverine and the X-Men. Really enjoyed that cartoon as a kid, but it got cancelled. Then they never continued it. Right, so we can choose our characters. So gotta have Fury. Gotta have Fury on the. Nah, I think nah. Actually, nah. I don't want to spoil that. Let me not spoil that. We'll have Ultimate Deadpool instead. With Juggernaut, the face of Ultimate Alliance 2. So I think Juggernaut in this game was heavily promoted when Ultimate Alliance 2 was revealed. I was in secondary school when this came out. And I remember my friend telling me like, yo, Juggernaut's in the game. But you see this outfit here, folks? This is Ultimate Juggernaut, but see the thing is, the only problem with this suit is he's not supposed to have like the vest where the X is on his chest, and his armbands are a little bit big. But other than that, this is Ultimate Juggernaut. And I've also got the action figure of this character, and I've also done a figure review for that. So if anybody wants to know about the toy, you can get the toy off AliExpress for less than 20 bucks. But yeah. And my main character, my number one, I gotta have the Hulk. So don't worry, we'll change over the course of the game, but this is typically my roster. Plus, you don't have to worry about replaying the actors. Yeah, because I think with the animated films, like I think some of the best we've ever gotten were in like the beginning of the MCU. Like they weren't MCU related, but like the Hulk animated films was some of the best I have ever watched. Like they got Hulk so right in that. So it was Hulk versus Thor and Wolverine, and then we had what else did we have? I think we had Earth's Mightiest Avengers. Really enjoyed that, but that's more of a show. There was a Young Avengers movie, like an animated film. I watched that quite recently. I'm not sure if I watched that on Disney or Amazon Prime, but there was one where like the heroes, or the main heroes, died off and the kid heroes took up the mantle, and we got to saw like the end Hulk, or Old Man Hulk at the very end. Yeah, that was pretty good. Even though like the kids' version of Heroes I wasn't really into, but it was a pretty good story. Like honestly though, I don't know why like Marvel just doesn't do like animated movies of their comic book runs, or do like animated runs of or like, do like what they did with Ultimate Hulk versus Wolverine. Yeah, I liked Ultimate Avengers too. Yeah, I liked Ultimate Avengers. So actually the one that I really liked, I think it was New Ultimates vs Ultimate Avengers. I believe that was the one with Gregory Stark, Antonio Stark's brother. He was really dope in that story, but he got... You're right. So this is one issue I had with the original Ultimate Universe, was they kept killing off the villains. They kept killing them off. And then that really irritated me at some points in time because who did they kill off? I think they killed off Hammerhead. So I do like Hammerhead in Spider-Man, so like because of, well, his head shape, of course. But yeah, Hammerhead got killed off in the original Ultimate Universe. Gregory Stark.
Good work, Bravo. That'll get us in.
Who else got killed off?
We've got local voice
The
communication.
Liberators from Ultimates 2. Hated that. Hated that. I really liked the Liberators, but although that abomination in Ultimates 2, do you see that abomination, the one that Hulk eats, right? That version of abomination you can actually play as in Ultimate Destruction. So in Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, the smaller version, not the big abomination, that's more 616. But you can actually play as Ultimate Abomination in that game. So that's based off the design from Ultimates 2. You can even see it on the back of the case as well. Like, but then again, Brian Hitch did do the concept art for that game, so it's very Ultimate Universe or Ultimates inspired. It's not an Ultimate Universe game, don't get it twisted. It's typically a 616 game, but just the designs, typically, some of them were Ultimate Universe designs. Yeah! Steve Rogers' son, I hated that! But, bro, right, let me pause the game. Like, bro, that, in my opinion, was probably one of the coolest ideas for a Red Skull. Like, Steve Rogers' son being Red Skull, I thought was really cool. Like, that's a really cool concept. Because we all know, like, Steve Rogers, he smashed. Like, he got some. Like Steve Rogers got some, so he definitely would have had a kid, or at least two. But seeing, his son be Red Skull, it was dark, bro. Like, his face, like, he cut off his face, bro. And the reason he's called Red Skull is because he ain't got no skin on his face. like, the guy cut off his skin off. Like, it was dark, bro, but really cool. Oh yeah, Hulk 8. Yeah, Hulk 8, the Ultimate Abomination in the original Ultimate Universe. Like, I thought it was cool when I first read it as a kid because I liked Savage Hulk. So basically, as a kid, I liked violent comics. So like, I was reading a bit of Wanted because of the movie. I don't know if you guys know, but if you know the movie called Wanted with McAvoy, I think it's Henry McAvoy, Brad Pitt's ex-wife, who used to play Tomb Raider, and Morgan Freeman. That's actually loosely based off a comic written by Mark Millar and somebody else. I still ain't finished it, you know, after all these years. Like, that was, I think it was one of my teaching assistants at primary school told me about that comic. So yeah, so some of my teaching assistants were also nerds. So a lot of them told me about comics that I would go read. So back in the day, I was a big Hulk fan, and some of my teachers would give me recommendations. So what was it? Civil War. That was recommended to me by a teaching assistant in my primary school. He was a really cool artist, really cool dude as well. And he told me that since you like Ultimates, because I used to bring in my Ultimate Grey Hulk toy into school, right? So he knew that Mark Millar wrote the Ultimates. So he said, why don't you read Civil War? Because he knew I liked darker toned comics, and he knew I knew about Mark Millar already. So back in primary school, that was how I knew about Civil War. And also, actually, I gotta show you something. I don't have it anymore, but you can Google it if you check. You see this suit right here, this Iron Spider suit. This was very popular back in the day. It was actually, this is before I knew it was in Civil War. So this was before I knew about Civil War, but I knew about this suit. This suit made it into the news. So yeah, even though they probably did mention it in that news article, but it was this suit. You can Google it, and it was in, I think it was the Daily Mail, and I always thought it was cool, but I always wondered why he had 3 legs and not 4. So that was one of the things about this suit. I like this suit a lot. And I also do like Jonathan Hickman's version as well, from his new Ultimate Spider-Man run. I'm starting to like it a lot more, because for me, when I think about armored suits, I like the more plated kind of look than the more spandex kind of look. Still love the suit, but yeah, I knew about this suit from a news article, and I was really, really surprised to find out it was actually in Civil War, the comic book, when my teaching assistant told me. But yeah, so grew up with a lot of Mark Millar as a kid, but yeah. So I think this must have been about 2007, 2000. So no, I was going to Mulberry Bush from like 2005 or 4. So from the beginning, I was a Hulk fan, so I was always into Marvel as a kid. But I think 2007, that was the year of Transformers for me. Yeah, it's still the Iron Spider. Yeah, I know, but he called it. I know it's the Iron Spider suit, but Hickman called it the Mark 1 Spider armor. But the thing is, right, the Spider Mark 1 armor is my favorite Spider-Man suit. I've always loved the black and silver plated suit. We don't get it enough. I don't see it enough. I love that suit. I've got the toy, even though it's based off the Spider-Man game version. It's not the classic. But I also had the classic back in the day, made by Toy Biz, but I lost that. But yeah, the black and the silver plated armored suit, that's my favorite Spider-Man suit. Probably with just a traditional, probably behind that. I would probably say the original Ultimate Spider-Man suit, but it's just a regular suit with bigger irises, so I don't think that counts. I still count that as traditional 616. The lens have to be a bit bigger for me to differentiate it. You know, you need to have a new kind of design, because anytime I see the traditional red and blue, I just see that as traditional. So when I see like the advanced suit from Spider-Man PS4 and 5 and that, like, I would consider that a different version, like a whole different suit, even though it's red and blue, but it's not like just basic 616 with bigger lenses. But yeah, so typically it's Spider Mark 1, so that's the black and silver suit. So traditional, it doesn't really matter. There's only a lens difference. So traditional is typically what I go for. The purple version of the symbiote suit. So I really love that suit. Oh shit. Yeah, Iron Man and Captain America going at it. So yeah, it's the purple Venom, or the Ultimate Venom symbiote from the original. Really liked that. And then we've also got the traditional black suit. So I do like the animated cartoon version with like the red and the blue highlights, but comic book's fine, works for me. And probably after that, it's got to be the Iron Spider suit, because I love gold. Anytime we got some gold on there, I gotta fuck with it. But it was the black and silver Spider-Man suit. That was my favorite. So I discovered that in the Spider-Man cartoon. So it was the 90s cartoon. It was when I first discovered that. Really loved that suit. And ever since, I've never seen it anywhere. Like, they don't use that suit no more, and it's like, come on, how many times are we just out here using traditional red and blue? You know, like, we gotta give Spider-Man some other suits, you know? And something a bit different from red and blue, even though like red and blue is like Spider-Man and Superman's colors, or Captain America. When you think red and blue with a superhero, typically people think Spider-Man and Superman and Captain America. So that I can understand, but I think Spider-Man needs to get some more suits, because I'm so sick and tired of constantly seeing the red and blue. And we've got like this cool Pictotech suit, and it's finally starting to use that gimmick. So I remember like in the early issues of Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man, we saw all of these cool designs, and then we only got the red and blue. But I see, I have been reading it. I know the Sun is currently using the Pictotech suit in that, especially with him coming across the new Ultimate Black Cat as well. And I also did read the last issue with what happens in this, what is it, the Savage Land, and who bites the dust, maybe, supposedly bites the dust in that story. I'm not going to say who, because I don't know if anybody's read it yet. So when it comes down to comic, I won't spoil that, because that's still relatively new. But I think it's going to be, I think that situation there, if you guys know who I'm talking about, I think that's probably going to be a switcheroo. I think we'll probably get a switcheroo. Because there is a certain character that is very good at, well, manipulating your senses. I have a feeling that character ain't, if you get what I mean. But yeah, though, it's starting to pick up. I am starting to like to run a bit more, because you know with Hickman, like he's a gardening writer. I think Hickman is a gardening writer. You know, you gotta wait for him to plant those seeds. You know, so I know about Hickman. Like I've grown up reading Hickman. I'm not into some of all of the creative decisions, but that's fine. I don't have to like everything. But you know, his run's starting to pick up for me. You know, I am liking where it's starting to go. You know, especially with the identity thing. So if you guys read the original Ultimate Spider-Man, then you know a lot of people knew about Spider-Man's identity. I'm really glad that we're keeping that. So there is some homages to the OG Ultimate Spider-Man, you know. Honestly, like in my opinion, only maybe like some issues. I honestly think the original Ultimate Spider-Man is a classic. I don't know why Hickman don't want to just like use ideas from that, but he's the writer. Let him do what he wants to do, innit? Oh, Cap's Marvel suit needs... Oh, in Marvel Rivals. Yeah, so there are some suits that I do think are a bit... like a bit... Like I wouldn't have chosen that decision personally. So yeah, there is Captain America. I do like it. It's got the plated look, but I don't typically think armored plating for Captain America. I normally think like military gear, you know, like a military gear, or the Captain America you see right here with the scales. You know, that's what I typically think of Captain America, but they went for a more armored look. I think that's alright, but I agree, it does need some work. Thor, the base suit for Thor, it's not my favorite, but I think it's a bit like, it's not my particular favorite design for Thor. I'm still waiting for them to release an Ultimate Thor suit, so I'm thinking I might get that Cosmic Herald of Galactus Thor. That's actually the only 616 suit of Thor that I like, typically. So for me, when it comes down to Thor's suits, like the Ultimate Universe design's always been my favorite. So, but the 6161, the main Marvel Thor from Donny Cates' run, with that like Cosmic Herald of the Cosmic Herald of Galactus, like that Thor design, I really fuck with, so I might get that. We do have Wolverine wearing like a baseball jacket, like a jersey jacket. I like it, but I like the red version. So I copped the red version of that. I'm not too sure how I feel about the Wolverine and Deadpool version. See, the thing is, I like the suit, or that version of the suit, but it's not my favorite version of blue and yellow Wolverine. For me, it's gonna be Astonishing, like the Astonishing Wolverine suit. I'm like, that's my personal favorite for 616. Like the Astonishing Wolverine, that's what I typically associate main Marvel, so I'm waiting for that version to come back. But I don't think they're gonna keep it fully accurate, because they do, like, because when they do the comic book suits, they do like the company or NetEase does do their interpretation of the comic accurate suit. So like the Maker outfit, I do like that as well. I do like that, even though there's very few versions of the Maker in his outfit. I do like it. It adds a bit more designs to it. And there was another design in like a mobile video game. I haven't played it, I only saw the ads. And basically, they had like a black and blue with some lines in the suit for the Maker. Really liked that design as well. But I don't know what game it's called. It was a mobile game, when Marvel has a ton of mobile games. So if anybody knows the name of it, that would be very helpful. What am I looking for? Oh. What else? What other suits? So Hulk has a gamma belt. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't like the whole gamma belt idea, but I'm not really thinking about that when I'm murking people. But I see it a lot when I play as my Grey Hulk. When I like the Grey Hulk skin, I see it. It's like Hulk doesn't need a gamma belt, but I'm gonna take that liberty because I absolutely murk going up against the AI. Not so much going up against players, so I gotta work on that. They did release a Punk Hulk outfit. Yeah, I bought that. Well, most of it. I did have some spare credits from the events from Rivals, so I only paid like £4 really for the credits. But yeah, I got that. I'm thinking about getting Hela's ultimate suit, but you see that ultimate suit's from Ultimatum, you know? So it's like, fuck! They got a suit from Ultimatum in Rivals, so anytime I wear that suit, my PTSD is just gonna go crazy. It's like, the death of Wolverine! The Cyclops! Wasp! You know, a giant man. That's just gonna make my... Oh, God. You see the thing is, I got mental health in it, but don't worry, I take medicine for it. But anytime I think about Ultimatum, I get emotional. I get emotional, people, because it's my childhood memories being brutally murdered. You know? It's an emotional one for me, people. So Ultimatum, every time I think about it, and probably when we cover it on the channel, I'm probably gonna like rage and probably cry when I see my childhood heroes get murdered again, but we'll get to it. I just ain't got the mental fortitude to cover it right now, because I'm still mad about it because they didn't fix it. But only if they did fix it. If they undid Ultimatum, I would have been so fine. Like, I'd be like, calm, you can have Ultimates 3, even though that's a depressing porno. I'll be like, yo, if you undo Ultimatum, I'll be fine. Like, I will stop complaining, but they never did it. We did get Jimmy Hudson out of it. You know, like Jeff Loeb did, like, I'm still mad at Jeff Loeb, but he does have a redeeming factor with Jimmy Hudson, you know, because anytime I see a child of Wolverine, I get giddy. Like, I like the children of Wolverine. So my favorite child, not counting Jimmy Hudson, so Jimmy's my favorite son of Wolverine. My second favorite, or the main favorite in the main Marvel universe, is Daken. Right? Love Daken. Daken is fucking dope. X-23 as well. Me and my little sister love X-23. Loved her in Logan and in Deadpool as Wolverine as well. She was really good in that. But yeah, so for me, it's when I saw Daken and Jimmy Hudson fight, you know, I was like, yes, that was a dream. That was a dream fight for me, because it's like, yo, I wonder who would win that. But even though Jimmy had the fuckery poison symbiote, I did enjoy that fight quite a lot. Hello, Tinkerer.
I wasn't quite ready for combat testing, but you forced my hand.
speaking of the new Ultimate Universe, we do have Ultimate Incursion coming up. I do need to make a video and make a disclaimer. Do not worry, I will not be pissy throughout the video. That's not gonna happen. I'll save that for the ending, or for you know, like for the ending section when I review the comic. But yeah, don't worry. I don't do rants on a regular basis. Like, I'll do a rant every once in a while, but I don't like making rant kind of videos. Like, when I make videos, I typically want people to be entertained, you know? I don't want people hearing me complain, you know? So, I do rants every once in a while if I feel it's necessary, but I won't push them out all the time, if you get what I mean. Because I know, like, there are some viewers that don't like that kind of content, and I understand, but it won't be a constant thing happening. Hello! Spider Saiyan 1610, or Jesse, I see you on Facebook as well, my dog. Speaking of Dakin, SOP, you know he became Ghost Rider, aka Wolverine, after Sabretooth killed him during Sabretooth War. I didn't read that! Okay, I'm gonna go read that then. Okay, so what's that called? So I'll buy that tonight. Yeah, I want to see that. See, so the last thing I caught up when it came down to Sabretooth, he was trapped in some sort of purgatory during the Krakoan Age. I enjoyed that for the most part. I didn't buy it. I was watching videos about it. I like Sabretooth. Sabretooth's evil Wolverine. So yeah, I thought that was okay, but I didn't catch up afterwards. So after I heard, right, so let me talk about this, because you see, the thing is, I am someone who actually did and still do like Hickman's X-Men. Like, I liked the Krakoan era. Like, we finally got something brand new. But the other writers for this project, so the other writers for the Krakoan era, it just was not as good when Hickman was writing it. So I got really gassed up when I heard that Onslaught was coming back. I fucking love Onslaught. I love the design. I love the story for that. And well, I didn't like Heroes Reborn, but when it came down to Onslaught, when I heard he was coming back, and then it was pretty much a nothing burger, I was like, come on, like, let me see him one more time. Let him. Like, can we get one more event with Onslaught? Like, I know he's probably like, no, we did with Weapon X-Men. No. I think yeah. So when we had like the different variants of X-Men, they were going around the multiverse hunting down Onslaught. Yeah, so I did actually get that. I take that back. I forgot about that one. I heard we're getting a sequel to that run. Is that true? Are we getting a sequel to Weapon X-Men? I heard we might be. If we are, then I'll go read it. Weapon X from Age of Apocalypse, one of my favorite Wolverine variants. Quite recently, actually. Oh, let me get that comment. Let me see what he said. I think the only way to pass down the mantle of any superhero at this point is, I don't know how to pronounce that word, and add new heroes at the same time. Dude, during Weapon X-Men Onslaught game, yeah, he gained the power of the Phoenix Force. Yeah, I agree with that, with passing down the mantle, because right, so I'll talk about this after I kick this guy's ass. I am honestly getting sick and tired of mantle swaps. I honestly think at this point it's one of the most overused tropes in superheroes, because at this point I think these companies need to understand, not like the mainstream audience is not gonna get on board with every superhero that Marvel, DC, or indie has, right? I think these companies need to understand that not every mantle swap is gonna be liked. You know, people typically just want the character that the original, unless it's an exception. Like, I know some people like Jay Garrick, Flash. Some people prefer Barry Allen. Some people prefer Wally West. Like, I would say, like, Flash is one of those exceptions where, like, the mantle swap actually became more popular than the original. So don't get it twisted. There are those exceptions out there, but I don't think people are really out here wanting, like, Sam as Captain America or like Jane Foster Thor, that kind of stuff. Or let me give you a more a niche example. Let me give you a more smaller example. Who we got? So we had let me think about the new Ultimate Universe. So the new Ultimate Universe, for example, right? It's full of mantle swaps. So we got Reed Richards playing Doctor Doom. Hulk is basically Iron Fist and the ruler of Kong Long than actually being a Hulk. Well, if you read the recent issue of the Ultimates, Bucky is the Red Hood, or AKA the Red Skull. If I was actually supposed to say the Red Skull, but no. When I look at that design of Bucky in Ultimates, I think it's issue 11, right? I think Red Hood, then Bucky. I don't want to think that when I think Bucky. It's like people could say, well, Bucky can't be the Winter Soldier because that's Wolverine. And it's like, is there really much of a difference when it comes down to that? Like with Winter Soldier, like Bucky Cap, yeah, that's the mantle swap, but when it comes down to like the Winter Soldier and Wolverine, there's not much of a difference. They basically did the exact same assignments, just by different leaders. But Bucky Cap is also one, but even though I don't think people want any more mantle swaps, they would just prefer a recast at this point. You know, if the actor can't play the character anymore, just recast and continue the character. But, well, for MCU reasons. But the comics is, you know, the comics, they mantle swap every bloody week. For the MCU, I would have just said recast, same with Black Panther. And even I heard the family said they wanted a recast for T'Challa. They didn't even want it to go the way that they went with Black Panther 2. But that's just a rumor. I don't actually know the family personally. I only know what was said via my articles and YouTube videos. But I would have just recast, because if we see the profit of Captain America Brave New World, yeah, like, people don't really want the mantle swap. But then again, is that because of the mantle swap for Brave New World, or is that because of the miss-ups since Phase 4 began? So there is that aspect of it. But for the most part, people just want to see the character that they already know, but a different version of the character. Bucky Cap, Star Bangled Skull. Star Bangled Skull, that's a good one. I like that. Star Bangled Skull. Or Spangled, my bad, not Bangled. But yeah, like, people want to see different and new versions of the characters. Like, we don't need to see mantle swaps. If it's in the same universe, okay, just make a new character. And that's got his similar attributes, but it's not trying to take over the mantle, if you get what I mean. You know, we got like X-23, even though she tried to take up the mantle, but she's known as X-23 for the most part. You know, she's in the Wolverine family, but she's her own character. That's why people love X-23 or Daken or Jimmy Hudson. Jimmy, though, even though they did, well, at one point in the original, I think at one point they said he officially took on the mantle. It didn't really feel like it personally. You know, for like Ultimate Wolverine, like, I didn't get that feeling for Jimmy. But people want to see the characters that they love, you know, and if you're going to do a new universe, give us a new iteration of the character that doesn't take from somebody else that's already established, you know? If you're gonna do that, the character has to be in the family of the character, or in the same power abilities, or you know, you got US Agent, Captain America, like that, you know. So US Agent, although was Captain America at one point, he's US Agent. Or you got Wolverine, you got Weapon H. So he ain't Weapon X, he's Weapon H, who I would also like to see more comics of, but I don't think anybody knows how to write him properly because of how broken in concept Weapon H is. I think they need to get rid of the adamantium part for people to... Because to me, Weapon H, as much as I love the concept, it's too broken. Like, how do you lose if you've got adamantium claws and you're a Hulk? But then again, he's got new powers, so now he can become like a leader. So he can get like the big brain like the leader, or he can become Harpy like Betty Ross. Yeah, I don't fuck with that ability. That's just you're trying desperately to make the character cool when the character's cool enough. He's just overpowered. Because when you think a Wolverine, or like a Hulk with adamantium claws, you think constant fighting and carnage. But when you get to that point, it's like, who do you put him up against that could, you know, raise the stakes? You can't put Abomination up against Weapon H because he would just cut him to pieces. I mean, Hulk maybe, but we all know Hulk ain't gonna lose because he's Hulk. Oh, we did have what was it? Wolverines at one point where they had the three characters. So they had like Hulk, Weapon H, and Wolverine. They had that little story, but it wasn't all that. They gave Weapon H a cold or some nonsense like that. That wasn't very good. But yeah, something like that, you know. Give us a character in the family. Do not give them the whole Rasclat mantle. You know, like, bro, Captain America is always going to be Captain America unless he's dead. And we all know Captain America ain't going to be dead for long. Like, this is a comic book we're talking about. So I think, you know, give us like a new character. How about Captain, I don't know, Nigeria, or Captain... No, we've got Captain Russia already. You know, okay, you know, like, give us a new captain. You know, like a new captain from a different country. He's got his own power set. You know, I'd like to see a movie about that character, or a comic book about that, like the Captain Britain. Not my particular favorite character of all time, but it's a different character. He's a captain, or he has a similar monarch or similar title as Captain America, but he's different. He comes from a different country, got a different culture. How about that? You know, give Captain America a rest. You know, maybe for a little bit. You don't want to get rid of the character. Don't kill him off. No, none of that. No, like, if you want to introduce a new character, you don't have to kill off the old one. I'm so sick and tired of this trope. You can just have both. It's fine. You know? Abomination Acid. Or Abomination on... Then again, didn't we kind of get Abomination on acid with, was it Axis? Or was it before Axis? When Abomination came back and ripped off, like, the scales off A-Bomb and shit, like, when he was really overpowered by some entity. Was that the right... am I thinking of the right story? Is it Axis, or was it... No, I don't think it was Axis. Axis is when the heroes became villains and the villains became heroes. Speaking of Abomination, when he returns now I'm thinking about it now. Back when that soldier took over his body at one point in time, like they took over the corpse of Abomination and started using it as a biological suit. But I know Abomination came back after that, and we saw Scar. He made a return as well. That's it. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Spider Super Saiyan 1610. That's it. Chaos War. It was with the Chaos King. That was it. Thank you. It wasn't Axis. Thank you very much. With Abomination, what was it? It was a tie-in. It was a tie-in story to Immortal Hulk, and we had Absorbing Man. Abomination was cutting bits of his skin off and grafting it onto other people, making other gamma radiated abominations. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and that woman, I think it was a black woman. Abomination did some experiment to her. She kind of looked like a monster from The Thing, from John Carpenter's The Thing. But it was her family member. I think it was her dad or her uncle. He was trapped inside the Abomination body, am I correct? That was the last part. What was his name? The soldier. It was a black man. But he didn't last long in the Immortal Hulk run. But yeah, but last time I remember seeing him, he was trapped inside that body. And then the most recent time I saw Abomination after that was during Devil's Reign. He was working for Kingpin at the time. Agent 14. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it was Agent 14. Yeah, so I remember seeing Abomination the last time, not counting the Maestro story. That's a prequel. That was a prequel to Future Dystopia with Maestro in that. Yeah, he was working at Abomination with acid blood, so powerful it could. Okay. That could work. Yeah, I like that because I think Abomination definitely does need some new abilities. Like, typically he's just known as the one Hulk that is very durable and twice as strong as Hulk. You know, like, I want Abomination to have some cool features. Like, I had a feature, but I think it would be broken. So you see Abomination scales, but I think A-Bomb has this ability. I could be wrong. So I had this ability back in school. So I was back in primary. We used to play with our Hulk figures. So this was around 2008, right? And me and my friend Niccolo, so we had the movie tie-in toys. So I had Abomination and Hulk. So I had this idea for an ability. What if Abomination had the ability, if you damage his scales, the damage gets converted into energy, and he's able to heal himself and use that kinetic damage against you, dealing the damage you hit him with against you. Now, I think that's Strongman from X-Men. Not A-Bomb. I think that's Strongman's ability. So I don't think Abomination should have it if somebody else already has it. But I think that's Strongman's ability, right? Someone correct me in the comments. Something like that, you know. Give Abomination some abilities that makes him like a really tough threat, other than him just being twice as strong as the Hulk. Because I think Abomination is for an upgrade. He's one of my favorite Hulk villains. But speaking of Hulk villains, yeah, we did get to see some in Captain America: Brave New World. You know, as I said earlier, I thought the movie was middle at best. Thought it was middle at best, but I did like seeing Red Hulk. But he didn't have the right eyes. He didn't have the black and yellow eyes, so they tried to humanize him. So that's fine. That's fine, because they tried to humanize the Red Hulk in this story. But I would have preferred like the classic comic book eye color. But let's see what Saiyan says. Speaking of A-Bomb, Rick Jones came back and made an appearance in all-new Venom comic. Don't worry, he's not the all-new Venom. I think Robbie's son, Randy. Okay. So, see, the thing is, when it comes down to Venoms, like, or symbiotes, why not just, like, make a brand new character, or, like, a brand new symbiote character? Because I fuck with most of them. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing, like, standalone comics for, like, Sleeper, Red Goblin, you know? Maybe Carnage. I know Eddie Brock and Carnage are together right now. That's a pretty cool... Well, it would have been cool before Donny Cates' Venom, because I do think, like, Eddie Brock as a character has matured over the decades. Like, I really do think how he moved on from his hatred of Spider-Man, and same with Venom, I think was a very good story arc for the last... I want to say for the last 10, 15 years. I think we've slowly had that redemption arc for Eddie Brock. I really did enjoy that redemption arc, and I think it's a real improvement for the character. So I really liked that they've made him more of a hero. Well, so originally he was a villain, and then he became more of an anti-hero, which I still fuck with. Don't get into it. Venom needs to, we still need those anti-hero vibes every once in a while. But seeing Eddie Brock become a hero, become a better dad, and become the god of the symbiotes, I thought it was a really good story arc for the character. It's like, you came from being like a hateful, photographer, constantly trying to get one up on Spider-Man and trying to kill him, and it affected his personal life with his girlfriend, with his son, and over the years we see Eddie Brock and Venom become better and better over the years, and I think they did a really good job. But I think I need to still see more with Carnage and Eddie Brock. I don't think I should make a final judgment just yet. And it's also the same with the new Ultimate Universe. I still haven't made my full judgment on the new Ultimate Universe. I won't do that until Ultimate Incursion has ended, because if we think about it, Ultimate Incursion was hinted towards in Ultimate Invasion, which was the start of the new one. So I'm going to wait for the full story arc to end, and then I will give my judgment on the Ultimate Universe. Yeah, I like that Eddie has a son, Dylan Brock. Him as well, he went through a pretty cool story arc through Donny Cates' Venom and in Al Ewing's, not as good as Donny Cates, but I still think it was still pretty good. I think with Al Ewing's run, I did enjoy it for the most part, but it was the time travel shenanigans. At some points, I was getting genuinely confused, because I know about how time travel works in Marvel Comics, and when we saw like the different versions of Eddie Brock, I'm thinking to myself, like, what is Al Ewing hinting towards here? Is this really Eddie Brock in the main Marvel universe and we're actually seeing his future, or are these guys just a bunch of variants from different timelines? So that's what I kept having to think, and how the story was written made me think it wasn't variants, like they weren't just different variants from a different timeline of 616. I got confused, and I had to wait for the run to continue to come back. But I think I can understand what Al Ewing was trying to do. He was trying to deepen the mythos of the symbiotes, but I think it got a bit confusing during the run. But I thought it was good. I really liked Dylan, his new design and his new suit, and how he uses like the all-black necro sword. Really liked that. Thought that was cool. You don't want to waste that cool sword knowing that Null is gone. Probably for now. I think Null will make a return one day. Because I think Null was only used really to prop up the run of Donny Cates' run of Venom. He was mainly like the big bad being teased for the ending, and then we had the ending, and then we killed him off. So I have a feeling he might come back in some shape or form, but I don't think we need to have Null come back as a always returning kind of villain. He should be treated like Ultron, because Ultron's one of those villains where it's like, bro, when Ultron shows up, everybody has to pay attention. Like, everybody has to get on deck, especially after Age of Ultron. So I think Null should really be like an event level villain, but I don't think Marvel's gonna do that. Because knowing how many events we get every month or nearly every year for Marvel, events nowadays is just like having a brand new run or having like a side story with the run. But yeah, I think Marvel might need to chill a bit when it comes down to the to that. Yeah, let's talk to some people. So we're going to talk to some of these characters, and then I'm going to make my way out because I've got to go see my mum today. So I'm going to go see my mumsy, But we're going to talk to the heroes in the base. What's happening with your holier-than-thou friends in Asgard? How'd you tangled with Galactus when he tried to eat Earth? Well, that aged quite nicely. He became one of Galactus's heralds.
Little hath changed of late.
And the other way round as well.
Continues to punish that vile Victor Von Doom and my brother Loki for their treachery of years past.
So that dialogue that he just mentioned there, that was directly referencing the events of Ultimate Alliance 1. Pretty sure I heard he was dead. You gods ever heard of parole? No sympathy here. He got cocky. Oh, those are some pretty good answers. I like you gods ever heard of parole, but you don't put Doctor Doom and Loki on parole, especially Loki. You can't trust him on parole, even if he's been good for 1,000 years. You can't put Loki on parole in any situation, even if he's just stolen like a couple of sweets from the corner shop. But also, I don't have no sympathy for Doctor Doom, because he's probably the most cockiest villain in Marvel. Actually, no, I think that's accurate. Doctor Doom being the most cocky and arrogant villain in the whole of Marvel. Yeah. Like, I don't know what the name of the run was called, but I saw a video about it. Where, like, Doctor Doom traveled to another universe, and it comes across a version of him where he has a genuinely good life. He's got a family, he's got kids, he's a good guy, he's got his face, right? And I'm just sitting here like, oh my gosh, we actually got a Doctor Doom that did it, that made it. And the thing is, right, this main Marvel Doctor Doom is such an arrogant prick. Because this nice Doctor Doom insulted his armor, he wiped out his whole universe. You can't get any more arrogant than that. Like killing your own variant and your variant's family, their entire existence, all because they insulted your suit. Yeah, I think Doctor Doom's by far the most cocky and arrogant person in Marvel. Let's see what you said. Remember, that's not Thor, it's his clone, Ragnarok, who killed Bill Foster aka Goliath. Thor was believed to be dead during Civil War because he came back pissed off at Tony. That's a good point. That is a very good point. And this game typically tries to stay true to the Civil War comic. So no, that's not Thor, that is Ragnarok. And speaking of Ragnarok Thor, I actually bought the Marvel Legends. So yeah, I'm picking 3.
Aye, thy gift for understatement is remarkable.
Yeah, so... Shit, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. One sec, folks. Let me just rewind that. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I bought Marvel Legends Ragnarok Thor, and I'm gonna try and customize it to be Ultimate Thor from Ultimate 3. It's a bit of a project at the moment, so I'm taking that body mold, I've cut off the cape, and I've painted the body blue. Right now I need to find some brown and white craft foam for that belt he had in Ultimates 3.
Well, a long
yeah,
tale,
Victor Von Prick. Absolutely.
Best told over a good meal. I shall regale you with it another time, perhaps.
You see, the thing is, though, if I had variants, though, I wouldn't kill them off. I'd probably do an Angstrom Levy from Invincible. Like, I would go around the multiverse just trying to find different versions of me, and then be a supervillain and try to take over all the Earths. Like, that's what I would do. Because it's like, bro, could you imagine if, like, you had, like, all of these variants of you, and they go to different planets, or different universes, and different Earths, just to pick you up, and be like, yo, bro, the multiverse exists, and these, like, we're different versions of you. Some of us are good guys, some of us are bad guys. Some of us are just travelers who simply move on to different universes to gain new information. Would you like to join us? I'll be like, yeah! Who's got superpowers? Yeah, who's got superpowers? If there's a variant of me who's got superpowers, can I please meet them and tell me how they got those superpowers so I can go get some superpowers and kill off my Prime Minister? Yeah, you heard that correctly. But yeah, I would love to have that happen. If I had variants, I just go around and chill with them. I wonder what different weed would be like on different universe. Like, yo! Could you imagine Ultimate Universe version of marijuana? Like, yes, please. Absolutely. Oh, could you imagine if the Ultimate Universe actually existed? Yeah, that's where, well, I don't think I'd move to Earth 1610 now because it's on fire and I don't think anybody's there anymore. But I'd probably go back, you know, when Ultimate Spider-Man would begin, you know? The original, back in the 2000s. By the way, we've got to choose the next option. So we got, pick one. Alright, cool. We're picking one. I guess it wasn't that great of a story.
Mortal, do not try your reverse psychology on Thor. Dr. Richards hath explained such tactics to me. Now I must bid you
farewell. Oh! They literally just referenced Ragnarok. That must have been that quote right there must have been a quote to Ragnarok. Reed Richards reversing psychology on Thor. Yeah, bro. I think they literally just confirmed what you were saying. And speaking of 1610 Ultimate Universe, do you think the Ultimate Humans conquered it? Honestly, I thought it would have been Thanos. You know, I thought it would have been Thanos, but if it was the Ultimate Inhumans, I wouldn't mind that. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I have to agree when it comes down to comics explained with the main Marvel Inhumans. I think they're just too basic. They're very basic. When I think Inhumans, I think the Ultimate Universe versions. Like, when I think Medusa, I think the Greek version of Medusa. That should be an Inhuman. Or like the version of Black Bolt that we got. Like, I want actual Inhumans, but most of them just look like regular people. You know, like, they didn't seem inhuman. It just seemed like they just got their powers in a different way. Like, I would like to see the Ultimate Universe designs make a comeback because, bro. That is true. He does enjoy to hate on the Inhumans. Not to my extent. Like, I just don't think they haven't had enough interesting stories for me. Like, yeah, I know there was one time, I think it was Infinity. Was it Infinity when Thanos went to, like, not Atalan. Yeah, I think it is Atalan. And basically smacked up Black Bolt after he shouted in his face. Like, that was cool, but it's like Black Bolt got smacked up, and I heard that wasn't even Black Bolt, that was a Skrull. And it's like, what? Like, Marvel, you can't be doing this to the character. You gotta give the character some interesting feats. Because when I heard that, it's like, bro! So most of that wasn't even Black Bolt, it was because of Secret Invasion. Which was also pretty good. I'm still reading that. That's actually a lot more better than the fucking, the MCU version. So I watched the cartoon version in Earth's Mightiest Avengers. What brings you here, Wallcrawler? Yeah, so I did watch, like, the Marvel's Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Avengers, when we saw, like, Scott Lang and that. Yeah, that was a pretty cool storyline, and they really got, like, the gravitas of, like, this, that anybody could be a Skrull. Like, those couple of episodes were really scary for a kid's cartoon. Then they kind of fumbled the bag completely with the MCU version. Like, most of the characters from the comic or the cartoon ain't even in it, you know? And I'm like, Where's all the heroes at? Like, I'm only seeing, like, Skrull Rhodey. You know, I'm seeing Nick Fury. Like, where are the other heroes in that? But that's just me. I wrote a supervillain version of me, and I battled Captain America, and I got defeated. You know? Out of anybody you would probably want to get defeated by, it's probably Captain America, because he knows right from wrong. I mean, if it's Ultimate Captain America, then he probably will kill you. Like, Ultimate Captain America is on smoke. Pick 2 or 3. Usually you're scampering around alone. I've had enough of you for now.
Yeah, but once in a while it's fun to team up. Heck, I used to team up pretty much every month.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah, yes. Okay, Dennis Camp, if you, I doubt you're watching, but if you do want to make me happy, can Ultimate Spider-Man actually join the Ultimates, please? That would be very appreciated. If that was a childhood dream I never got. Well, kind of. In the ending of Spider-Man 2, I kind of got that, but we don't know if he's actually joined the Ultimates, but yeah, can we actually get an Ultimate Spider-Man that joins the Ultimates, please? I would love that so much. Alright, which option should we choose? Pick 2 or 3. So, like that hit in Latveria last year. So, who's your favorite teammate on these insipid adventures? Your fellow heroes must be so happy that they count on you to pitch in. I want to pick red. If AIs from Earth Mighty Avengers continued, we would have got an X-Men, Doctor Strange, Daredevil, Sentry, Silver Surfer, Mephisto, and the rest of the heroes we know. Hell, an episode adaptation of House of M. In my opinion, I think Earth's Mightiest Avengers is probably, to date, the best Avengers cartoon we've ever gotten. Like, the characters were great, the theme, you know, like, what is it, our world's about to break. Like, when that tune starts kicking off, bro, like, yo, I want to be an Avenger when that tune starts playing. But yeah, like, I think it was a really good cartoon. I don't know why they cancelled it for some other version of the Avengers, which they wanted to make the cartoons more in line with the MCU. Like, as you could see, the designs are a lot more MCU inspired, and we had like Agents of Smash and that. But I've got to say, like, Earth's Mightiest Avengers is probably the best ones, in my opinion. Alright, I'm gonna pick this one, because your fellow heroes must be so happy they can count on you in a pitch. Well, that definitely seems like Spider-Man. Fight as one by Down Straight. Banger. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely agreed. But yeah, man, that theme song, perfect choice. Perfect choice. Like, it's, I wouldn't say it's as iconic as the X-Men 90s cartoon theme, but I'd say it's damn near close. But like, because I'd say that X-Men cartoon basically formed all versions of X-Men's themes. Like, anytime you think of the X-Men theme, you think a version or the 90s cartoon. I don't think you know, it was that iconic for X-Men. It became the main theme for everything for X-Men. So, you know, I wouldn't say it's as iconic, but damn great as that cartoon theme song. Alright, so who are we picking? What brings you around here?
Caviar. Okay, actually, I hate that stuff. How does anyone eat it?
I have to agree, I think caviar is disgusting. Make another wisecrack and I'll tear your jaw off. Ooh, whoo! Whoo! Juggernaut's on smoke, but that seemed like a Juggernaut thing to say.
Okay. Sometimes it's nice to hang out with my fellow masked freaks, you know? There, I said it. You happy? Well, it's been real.
and I've got a pie in the oven. Later.
Okay, we've spoken to Spidey. Who else we got to speak to? Also, I'm gonna end it tonight because I got to head off. But I'm gonna, I will be doing 2 playthroughs of this. I will be doing 2. I will be doing the pro and anti registration. So if anybody wants to see the difference, yeah, we're gonna be doing this every weekend. So I think I'll try to do this on a Saturday instead of a Sunday because I've just been really busy. But yeah, I think we're going to bring back the streams. Shouldn't you be futzing around with the new Warriors, punks? Heard you did some time a few years back.
Not these days. Firestar and I graduated, so to speak. And the team's current direction, well, let's just say I don't have any interest in being part of a superhero reality show.
Oh yeah, and the thing that caused Civil War was when I believe it was Nitro when he went kaboom and blew up a school. Yep. I think that would cause registration if we had superheroes, and then again, I don't think we'd be able to hide our identities if we were superheroes in real life. Truth be told, like, with the technology everybody or the world has nowadays, I don't think we can actually get a real life Batman. You know, despite being a billionaire and having all the tech, I think Batman wouldn't last very long in the real world, even with all the feats. Sounds like sour grapes to me. Maybe if you lost a shub, they'd let you be a guest star. I doubt you would help with their ratings anyway. Whoa, that's rude. I think it sounds like sour grapes to me.
The new Warriors team I was on was about changing the world for the better, not glory or fame. I wish them well, but I don't want anything to do with it.
I heard you did a few years. I heard you did some time a few years back.
It's true. I used my powers against my dad to protect myself. It was wrong, and I willingly paid the price.
We got some comments. So let's see what they're saying. It was Ultimate Cap, but he didn't know how to... Oh, sorry, my apologies. My reading is bad because I just had a spliff. It was Ultimate Cap, but he didn't know how to, so my sister in the universe killed me after he collapsed after exhaustion. Damn. So that must have been a really good fight. So, like, you two must have fought, like... Basically, like at the ending of Metal Gear Solid 4 with like Snake and Liquid Ocelot, basically beating each other to death with like barehanded until they were exhausted, basically. But yeah, that was a pretty good. It's probably one of the greatest fight scenes in video game history. So when I think somebody's having a fist fight with Captain America and gets defeated, that's what I'm thinking about. Cinematic. Well, he's probably got, you know, the military gloves on, so it can't be bare knuckled. But we all know it's gonna be a fist fight. It's gonna be punches. There's gonna be kicks. There's gonna be headbutts, because we all know Ultimate Captain America loves to headbutt motherfuckers. Like, trust me. In the original Ultimate Universe, he was out here headbutting the Hulk. I actually really do enjoy that fight scene between like Hulk and Ultimate Captain America in Ultimates 1, issue number 5. Yeah, that fight scene was dope because I've always wanted to see Captain America like go at it against Hulk. He couldn't do it against main Marvel because he'd be too powerful, but with Ultimate Hulk he's a bit weaker, so Captain America has some leeway there. But yeah. Ultimate Captain America though. If I had to choose between main Marvel Cap and Ultimate Cap, I think I probably would choose Ultimate Captain America. Hear me out, I know he's much more flawed compared to main Marvel Universe Captain America. That's one of the reasons why I like him. But the main reason why I love Ultimate Captain America so much is, one, he was on smoke, and he had some of the best one-liners ever. What? You think this A on my head stands for Christmas? Like, what the hell are you ladies waiting for? Christmas? Like, yeah. Like, he had some really cheesy one-liners, or like, Or no, I didn't say the full quote. It was surrender. Do you think this A on my forehead stands for France? Like, if people know about World War One and World War Two, it was France that made Germany surrender in a train. It was on this train where Germany surrendered. And in World War Two, I'm glad he lost in the end. It was Adolf Hitler. And he made France surrender in the exact same train all those years back when Germany surrendered. So there's actually history about that quote. Like, there's actual history about that quote. But some people were getting it mixed up with 9/11. And I can understand where some people were coming from with that quote, but it's mainly catered, or it's mainly about World War II and One with that surrender. Oh, I love those cheesy lines. Like, yeah! But I think this new Captain America, even though Jonathan Hickman claimed he was still the same, because when we see him wearing his outfit, he's wearing his more modern Ultimate Captain America suit when they thaw him out of the ice. So when I'm assuming, but this was in Hickman's one shot. When I assume, when Hickman says Captain America was unchanged, I'm thinking, is he still like that brash and brooding Ultimate Captain America? But I don't think he is. Personally, I think this Captain America is a bit more. He's less prone to get into a fight. Like Captain America, if you talk shit about to Captain America or Ultimate Captain America from the original, he'd fight you. Like straight up, he'd fight you in a fist fight. With this Captain America, I see a bit more 616 Captain America, you know, his more compassionate side. You know, because we have to consider that as well. OG Ultimate Captain America was not a very compassionate man. Like, he left Ultimate Spider-Man bleeding out to die on the bridge. You know, he was always giving him a hard time. You know, he was sometimes, at some points in time, you could tell he was a bit of a racist. You know, he had that 1940s, like, speech with him. So Ultimate Captain America was not very compassionate. He was more of the guy you send into a mission, and he does his best when he's on a mission. Like, he ain't doing his best when it comes down to, like, character development. And we saw that in Ultimates 1. Like, he was struggling to date Wasp. Now, let's be real, like, Ultimate Cap was struggling with the whole modern day dating thing. But for the most part, though, yeah, Ultimate Cap was more brutal, you know? Alright, so what's the next quote? And you and the new warrior buddies didn't bust you out, hey? Warms my heart to hear a cape rotting in jail. Yeah, that sounds like a very Juggernaut thing to say. But you didn't. But you'd do it again, right? That sounds like a good answer. Let me take the bottom one.
I guess I try to avoid it coming to that again. But in the heat of that particular moment, I'm not so sure, to be honest. Well, it's been good talking with you. Bye.
So he was talking about how he accidentally murdered, I believe it was his father, he said, or one of his family members, and he really regret it. I think. Oh no, we haven't spoken to Black Widow.
Don't tell me this thing deleted my spreadsheet again. Come on.
That's Tony's voice, but that's not Tony. Got that XP.
What can I do for you?
Hello, Black Widow. What brings you to do good at Central?
Nothing special. Shield likes to keep close contact with the superhero community, and since I
Oh yeah, I wonder. We haven't seen Black Widow in the new Ultimate Universe, have we? Like, have we seen? Have we seen the new Ultimate Black Widow yet? I don't think we have. I don't think we have yet. You didn't mention the part about your being a spy. Well, if she was a spy, she's always been a spy. Like, who the hell do you think Black Widow is? That's a stupid quote. We all know Black Widow has been a spy, like for working for Shield. That's her job, you know. So I'm not gonna say that one. Always good to have a ghastly costume freak around. I see what he means by that. Ah, so we're best friends now. How nauseating. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the bottom. Go for the bottom one.
That's the goal. At least most of the time.
Anything interesting happening in this rat hole of a city?
Not really. Enjoy the silence. It rarely lasts.
Enjoy the silence, it rarely lasts. You must not know me very well. That's a good point. There's always shit going down when Juggernaut enters the chat. Actually, I wonder how Juggernaut would play in Marvel Rivals, because, whoo! Could you imagine when he does that running ability in Rivals? Like, oh, I can tell that's going to piss a lot of people off. You're able to make that sound most appealing. If I didn't hurt someone soon, I'd go nuts. I get the feeling Ultimate Black Widow will be a double agent for the Maker, or somehow taking the fight against the Maker's cabal from the shadows. You see, I think the Widow, or what was it, the Widow Room? The Widow Room, or the Red Widow Room. The Red Room, that's it, not the Red Widow, the Red Room. I do think the Red Room would probably be an organization working for the Maker, but I could see Black Widow probably being a good character, or like defecting from the group, or perhaps even being a villain for the Maker. Like I could definitely see that. Because if we think about it, Black Widow's story was very short-lived in the original Ultimate Universe. Like, she was in Ultimates 1 and 2 only. And if you've read Ultimates 2, then you know Ultimate Hawkeye was the person who killed her. While she looks like Sarah Connor, the actress, I forgot her name. The actress who played Sarah Connor in Terminator 2, they drew Black Widow to look like her right before she died. But, yeah. Like back then, like Marvel used to make their characters look like celebrities. They don't do that no more because they can get sued. But yeah, that's how we got Nick Fury or Samuel being in the MCU, because he was originally going to sue for them using his likeness as Ultimate Nick Fury. But they ended up giving him the role and he didn't sue. Alright. You must not know me very well. That's the option I'm going for.
American phrase? Be careful what you wish for. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some work to do.
But yeah, I think the Red Room would definitely be an organization that works for the Maker. But I would like to see Black Widow join the Ultimates. Like, you see, the thing is, right, since Ultimate X-Men is not going to be anything like the original Ultimate X-Men, I'd say put Wolverine on the Ultimates as well. I don't think they'd do that. I don't think they would do that because I think they're going to slowly build up the X-Men in Ultimate Wolverine. So I think that's something where we just got to wait and see. We've also got Furball, potentially a Furball version of Ultimate Sabretooth. I don't know if the Furball design originates from the Ultimate Universe, but in the original Ultimate Universe at one point in time, Ultimate Sabretooth went through another mutation and he was more beast-like. He had fur. So it seems like they're going for a more fur kind of look. Not directly the same as the original. But I would say that... I'd say that happened in like... From like 2003 or 4. Maybe even 5 or 6 when that happened, to about Ultimate X with Jimmy Hudson. You know, I think that was the last time we saw furry Sabretooth. But yeah, he did have fur. No, I think I'm getting it wrong. I think the fur design came about I think post Ultimatum. But it changes because there's one moment in Ultimatum where we had like the more savage soldier design with like the green pants and the vest with the straps. We had that again. But there was one point where he was basically like a wild bear. So I think that's what they're going to go for again with the new one. Wolverine is going to be a foreign blonde that the armor mutant falls for. I'd put my money on it. You see, the thing is, like, I do have, like, theories about this, like, but a part of me is just thinking this is an all-new Wolverine, you know? But a part of me is thinking, why hasn't he spoken yet? Like, why haven't we heard anything from him, or any sort of a scream? But I think Chris Condon is probably trying to hold that off. I think he's going to have some sort of plot twist with that, and I just don't know, because he has some information that makes me think, could this be the OG? Could this be Jimmy Hudson with brown hair? Or could this be an all-new Ultimate Wolverine, which I think the third? But I'm interested in this run. Like, the thing is, when it comes down to how I feel about runs, I typically have to wait until about the 6th issue for me to get a decent opinion on the run, you know. So I don't normally go for the first 5 issues. I normally go for 6, because typically 6 issues is a story arc. So I think about 6 issues in, I think I'll give my opinion on the run. But so far, I'm liking everything that I'm seeing, and it's even surprising me because I have my theories and they go in an all new different direction and also pays homage at the same time. So, you know, I'm liking what I'm seeing with Ultimate Wolverine. But you see the new suit. You see, the thing is, I had this dream in my head like a couple of weeks ago that I would mesh that new color scheme and design with the original Ultimate Wolverine suit. So instead of black and yellow, I'd actually keep it black and red like the new suit, but I'd keep those stripes, like the 6 stripes, after he leaves the Winter Soldier program. Because, you know, the suit he has being the star, it's related to the Winter Soldier. Maybe later down the line when he gets a new suit, I would just mesh the 2 suits together and just call that the new Ultimate Wolverine suit. So it would be basically OG Ultimate Wolverine suit, so the black and yellow with the stripes, but it would be black and red, and like the mask and the gloves as well. So, but this has to be after he leaves the Winter Soldier, because I like how the suit is now. But I know he's probably not going to have it forever when he probably joins like the X-Men or the Ultimates or whatever team he joins. So that's what I would do. I would just mesh the 2 together. So like red symbol or X symbol over his heart. We'd have that that mask he has, like that's I think his mask will probably look similar but different later down the line. They'll probably make him a version of that mask where he can actually talk out of later. I hope that happens because I like the face mask as well. Yeah, I'd have that. I'd have like the ears probably black or the ears red, and like the helmet black or the helmet red. I'm not too sure which mesh I should go for. Should like the ears on the helmet be red, or the helmet be black, or vice versa, you know? So it's actually just a vision I have in my head, if what I would do if I would just mix the 2. Because that's what I would honestly do. I'd say, why waste the original Ultimate Universe designs? Why not update them and add something new to them? Because pretty much, the new Ultimate Universe, also the new Ultimate Wolverine, is more closer to Ultimate Deadpool's suit. Doesn't bother me. Actually, let me show you. I'll show you. See what I mean? So if you look at the new Ultimate Wolverine suit, it's very similar. It's very similar but slightly different at the same time. This suit is right. So this is supposed to be Ultimate Wolverine, but done an interpretation of Wolverine's Secret War. So not Secret Wars with like Battle World, this the one with Wolverine. Apparently this is more homage to that, but if you look at the stripes, if the stripes in that are closer to his neck were filled in, it would basically just be the ultimate suit, but without the X on over his heart. But yeah, I'd like have this, something similar to this, but black and red with the mask. So that would be something I'd probably do, but it's a wait and see thing on how the writer and artist make the next designs. But yes, folks, I am pretty much... Oh, we got another comment, but I'm about to end the stream. I'm going to read it, though. I think its Ultimate X-Men will have its own Wolverine. Yeah, I see that. I can see that happening. Like having like Peach Momoko's version of a Wolverine character, but more like supernatural. I could see that happening. And plus, anybody can have claws if you think about it, and they don't have to be Wolverine specifically. So I could see that happening. Or Ultimate Wolverine is older Jimmy Hudson, explains the brown hair, he's older. You see, I also agree with that theory as well, because if it was Wolverine, why or regular James Howlett, why would you need to hide his identity before the comic was released? Because you can find the video when I said Ultimate Wolverine is back video. They said, who is the man behind the mask, when we can clearly tell, or potentially, it would be Wolverine, naturally, but it could also be somebody else. We just haven't heard them speak. But we did see an eye patch Wolverine in issue number 2. You know, when we saw the Maker go to that guy's office, where we did see a picture of Wolverine. But with the TVA comic, also, I didn't speak about that. I read the recent issue. There was no Jimmy Hudson in this issue. But I think they're probably going to do something with Jimmy Hudson in the next issue. I don't know. Like, I'm actually just blank on who it could actually be, but it could just be a new version of Wolverine. But if it was secretly Jimmy Hudson, and his hair just changed colour because of how old he got, or something like that, I'd consider that a win, you know? I wouldn't consider that a bad thing. I'd be like, yo, I get Jimmy Hudson, you know, and he's basically older and wiser, and well, maybe not wiser because he got taken by the Maker's people. But I could definitely see that happening, but it really depends if that's what Chris Condon is going to do. He has put some breadcrumbs in there to where it could potentially be a new Wolverine, or it could potentially be somebody else who looks similar to Wolverine. But it's a wait and see thing. For TVA, no Jimmy Hudson, but Scarlet Witch from the MCU is back, and it's definitely the one from the MCU if you read that issue. Oh, we got another comment. I enjoyed the stream, see you later. Thank you for joining Super Saiyan, or Spider Saiyan 1610, or Jesse, and also watch your content on Facebook as well. Shout out to you and your brother, thank you for joining. Also, if it is Jimmy Hudson, then the Maker sold out every universe to add his list of criminals. But you see, the thing is though, the Maker knows about Miles Morales, but how wouldn't he not known about Jimmy Hudson? That's the thing. That's the thing that bothers me. Like, how wouldn't he have known about Jimmy when he would know everything about his original Ultimate Universe? Like, the Maker is a multiverse level threat. He knows his shit about his old universe, and that's why he's so desperate in trying to recreate Earth 6160 into his original. But I think it's a loose end that I think needs to be tied up, because like Hickman can't be out here showing love to only Miles Morales and not showing no love to Jimmy Hudson. It's like, bro, there are other Ultimate Universe fans. Like, we want to see Jimmy Hudson again. You know, he could be the new Ultimate Wolverine. That would be great. Or he could basically move to the new Ultimate Universe and basically get a new adopted dad. Or, unless Jimmy Hudson, an irregularity or something. But to me, it's like if Miles Morales can get a story, Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, right? If we can get that with Miles Morales, there's no argument to why we can't have one about Jimmy Hudson. And so what? Maybe he's not as popular as Miles Morales, but so what? He's still an Ultimate Universe character. It honestly doesn't make sense for him to be outside of an Ultimate Universe. Like, it don't make sense for him to be in the main Marvel or in any other. But that's just me personally. Right. I am 53 minutes late. Oh, got one more comment. Lastly, Jimmy Hudson should meet Miles Morales. I'm surprised they haven't met already, because Jimmy Hudson knows where he comes from, and so does Miles. So it's like, why wouldn't they have known who they are of some sort? But then again, we have to consider most of this has potentially been kaput, or it just hasn't been continued with these plot lines. You see, the thing is, I don't consider these retconned, I just don't consider these plots active anymore. So, you know, when you can get plot lines that just never end up being finished, and sometimes years later somebody might come round and close up the gap. So that's what I would consider it. It's not in commission anymore, this plot line. But we had Saladin Ahmed's run on Miles Morales' Spider-Man, and Miles slowly started to remember his history on Earth 1610. I really do hope that gets mentioned in Ultimate Incursion, because I think it's a really big missed opportunity to just ignore that, because every single character not every single character, so the Maker, Miles Morales, and Jimmy Hudson, they're all from the original Ultimate Universe. Those three characters, out of anybody in Marvel Comics, should be in at least one. So either the original, if they want to put Jimmy back where he wants, or into the new one. And lastly, Jimmy Hudson, yeah, said that already. Or he tried and the Maker stole him before he could meet him. You see, that's also a good idea. You know, like, the Maker would definitely try to use a Wolverine to his benefit. I think the Maker would definitely do that to Jimmy Hudson, because it's like, the Maker has no real connection to Jimmy. He wouldn't really care about him. And knowing he's a hero, so knowing he would be a hero, that would be a problem. So doing the whole mind control thing on Jimmy as the Maker gets him, yeah, that would make sense, like making him into his Winter Soldier. But we just don't know if that dead adamantium skeleton that we saw in the free comic book day teaser isn't just some other character that we don't know, because if we read Ultimate Wolverine issue number 2, that doctor or that scientist did confirm they did work on that procedure to put adamantium onto someone's body, but they died during the procedure. So that could automatically be an answer to who that skeleton belongs to in the free comic book day teaser that we got. So right now I think we got our theories, but we just don't know until we get further into Ultimate Wolverine. But I'm really looking forward to what we could possibly get with this new run. And honestly, with this new Ultimate Universe, I'd say don't drop absolutely everything from the original. Take some ideas, concepts, or designs from the original Ultimate Universe. You know? Oh, yeah, there is that as well, adamantium poisoning. But we also have to consider adamantium might not be as durable, and it might not be as durable as the main Marvel. Because remember, in the original Ultimate Universe, adamantium was a lot weaker because Hulk managed to break through that adamantium needle and tore through. But that's different. Even though he did tear Wolverine in half, it was more the ligaments that got torn in half than the actual bone itself. Like, the bones didn't break, they just got popped out, for example. But that also counts as breaking, because you're not supposed to break somebody in two, if you get what I mean. So I'm still going to add that as a count as ultimate adamantium being weaker. But adamantium poisoning makes sense if the metal isn't bio-inert. Like, so there is metals that we can actually put in our bodies and it won't do anything, but there are metals that have like bio-inert, and so basically, like, if you put like lead into your body, it will fuck you up. But if you put something like gold in your body, it won't do anything because it's not bio-inert. But or maybe gold is bio-inert and the other way around for lead. So yeah, that could easily be a thing. I could see that being a thing in the new Ultimate Universe. Metal adamantium poisoning. I wonder what Deadpool is going to be like in this new Ultimate Universe, because he's pretty much Ultimate Wolverine. The new one's got his suit. I heard it was poisonous. Yeah, it could be poisonous. Well, yeah, adamantium could be, but lead, from what I remember, yeah, lead's definitely poisonous. Yeah, lead can kill you if you have that in your body, and it also messes with your moods as well. Like, it can make you a lot more hostile. Yeah, that's lead for ya. So you have to consider as well. Now we can understand why the Romans were so violent, because like a lot of their pipes were made out of lead. So like the sewage system that they had, yeah, the lead and all that lead poisoning fucking with their mental health. Like, yeah, no wonder why the Romans were so violent back then. Let's see, I got another comment. Right. This is going to be my last batch of comments, and then we're going to end it. We better get Ultimate Magneto in the new Ultimate Universe. I would like that too. Like, I would like to see Ultimate Magneto in the new Ultimate Universe as well. I don't mind if he's the same, just don't do Ultimatum again. Please. Please don't do it again. Because when it comes down to Ultimatum, like, that comic basically, like, made Magneto completely irredeemable. So that's why, even though he died, I think it was the best option for him to die, because after doing what he did to the world, and knowing how much more realistic and grounded the original Ultimate Universe was, not so much the real, or not the real, the new one. The new one's nowhere near as realistic. So we still got that comic book logic from like main Marvel, but with Ultimate Magneto in Ultimatum, like, yeah, his kids got killed off and he was manipulated into thinking it was somebody else when really it was Doom. You know, he just went on a mad one and just ruined everyone. I actually wouldn't mind Magneto being a good guy, because I did read some of the Krakoan era of X-Men, and I did like how Magneto was a more of a good guy, but he was troubled, you know, and you still had that grit, you know, especially when Magneto fought Uranos. Like, bro, when Magneto fought Uranos, like, that was a good fight. Like, that Magneto didn't have a heart, you know, when he was just using his abilities to keep himself alive to take out Uranos. But yeah, he did have a very good arc as a superhero, but I wouldn't mind having that traditional, like, evil Magneto again. Just don't do Ultimatum again. Like, that's unredeemable. You can't redeem the character. He has to die after that. Because when people die in the Ultimate Universe, in the original, it was very serious, because typically they didn't come back. So when people died, it was a serious thing, and like millions of people were killed by Ultimate Magneto. So if he managed to get out or get away, I think the whole world would have basically united as one to hunt down Magneto. Like, they'd probably invest in, like, plastic missiles, all of that, if Magneto survived Ultimatum. But what would I like to see him as in the new one? With the Maker being in charge of the world, I think he would probably be an anti-hero or a hero, because the Maker is out here oppressing mutants all over the world. Like, we've seen it in Ultimates, and we've seen it in Ultimate X. Well, I haven't really read Ultimate X-Men, but I hear it's in there. And we also see the abuse of mutants in Ultimate Wolverine. So I have a feeling that's what we're probably going to see. Where Magneto, the new Ultimate Magneto, will probably come from. That will probably be his origin. So instead of the whole World War II history, his history will probably be tied to the oppression of the Maker's Council across the world against mutants. So I think that will probably be the origin, or how he's introduced. Oh, we've got another one. And it says, I want another Ultimate Captain American comic run. Yes, that would be great. Yeah, I would like to see singular characters get comics as well. Because, you know, with the original Ultimate Universe, they were very, very restrictive on who could get comics and who couldn't. Normally, we'd get like a little mini-series of like Ultimate Thor about his origin, or Ultimate Wolverine, Ultimate Origins, or even Ultimate Fantastic Four Annual. It would be a book like that, but I would like to get like an Ultimate Captain America comic, or a Hulk comic, or you know, you can do other characters for the new Ultimate Universe. It doesn't have to be just a certain amount of comics, as long as it's relatively neat. If you keep it neat and you do like the more well-known characters first, who do single runs, and see how it goes from there. What if the story of this Marvel Ultimate Alliance game? Don't care if you spoil the whole thing. So Ultimate Alliance 2 is set after the events of Ultimate Alliance 1, where Doctor Doom and the Masters of Evil try to take over the whole universe, and Doctor Doom gains the power of Odin and becomes God. In the ending of that story, we defeat Doctor Doom and his forces, and he basically gets taken to Asgardian prison by Odin. So the reason why we don't see Doctor Doom in Ultimate Alliance 2, he is currently imprisoned along with Loki by Odin in Asgard. Now, with Ultimate Alliance 2, it picks up directly where the ending of 1 ends, and it picks up right after that. And basically, because of Nick Fury not telling you the truth of his motives, he gets us into a lot of trouble at Latveria, and with one of the characters from Latveria who we fight against. It was a woman. I think it was Maria von something, that chick. She basically was offended or angry that we took out Doom, and she basically comes back to attack the heroes. And this also is a cascading effect towards Civil War, because while this is happening, the story of Civil War in the comics is mostly the same in this game. So the New Warriors had their TV show, and we also know about the explosion with Nitro, with the school kids. That also happens in here. So it's a combination of bad things happening, such as Nick Fury getting us into trouble, and the death of children by the hands of a hero. And this causes the situation of Civil War, just like in the comics. But it's not directly the same. Some heroes are good, some heroes are bad, and we also have a bad guy overall, who you could probably see on screen if you know the story. You probably can see them. I'm not going to say who it is, because I don't want to spoil it for those who don't know the ending. But basically, Civil War happens, the heroes are divided, but there is a new villain in the mix, and this villain causes a lot of problems through the second half of the story. And then when we find out who this villain is, all the heroes come together. So they put aside the Civil War and they come together to take out this villain that some heroes accidentally created. Once you take down the villain, the war ends and everybody is united under one. Then there is Ultimate Alliance 3. This has no connection to 1 or 2. It is a complete reboot. 1, Nick Fury is white in Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. In number 3, he is Ultimate Nick Fury from the original Ultimate Universe. Which made it even more sadder for me because it's a Nintendo Switch exclusive. If it came onto consoles like PlayStation or PC, well, I don't have a strong PC, but I do have a PC, you know, I'd play it on that. But I don't see the point of me having to spend hundreds of pounds for one game in particular. Maybe I might have to go and wait for the new one to come out, get the new Switch, because I hear we're getting a new Switch. I might have to invest in that and then buy Ultimate Alliance. Or Ultimate Alliance 3, sorry. Do you think the maker would even let Deadpool exist in his universe, since Deadpool is so unpredictable and could be dangerous? That is a very good point. That's a very good point. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point, because if I was the maker, there's no way I'm letting Deadpool walk around. That's basically a headache I can never kill or get rid of. So basically, the only way to get rid of Deadpool is to, like, teleport him in deep space, if he's already got his powers. If not, you have to try your best to make sure he doesn't get his powers. Because if Wade gets his powers in the new Ultimate Universe, you can't kill him. You have to remove him from the equation, like teleport him into a different universe if I was the maker. But I think the maker is egotistical enough to use something as unpredictable as Deadpool. Here we are. I mean, they reference Wasp eating or being eaten alive by Blob in Dennis Camp's run in the Ultimates. That is also true. Are you planning on beating this game or just stream it every now and then? Now, I'll be streaming this every Saturday. The reason I did it on Sunday is because I was really busy this month. I've been really busy trying to sort out life situations, so my apologies. I am going to release Ultimate Black Panther issue number 13 and 14 this week. I've been working on those, so expect that before Wednesday. And I'm going to see if I'm going to try and get the Ultimate issue number 11 out before the end of the week as well. During Civil War in the comics, the Illuminati blast Hulk into space. Oh no, that happened in this universe. Yeah, that happened before this. So this is definitely Hulk post Planet Hulk. There's recorded dialogue after you complete the game, and he references that. So yeah, Planet Hulk has already happened in this universe. Into space, we all know what would happen next. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. If Hulk was in Civil War, yeah, whoever has the Hulk on their team, that team's definitely winning. But it made sense on why they had to get rid of Hulk and Thor for that story, because let's be real, Hulk wouldn't really want to be pro or anti-registration. He just wouldn't care. Hulk is the Hulk, and Thor, well, like, human laws are beneath Thor. He's an Asgardian god. Like, he don't need no law. Like, human laws to, like, hinder him. He wouldn't let Deadpool exist consciously. Yeah, I could also see that as well. Like, same with Wolverine. The maker basically just did the exact same thing Weapon X did. You get Wolverine, you brainwash him, and you basically you put the highest security you can, you know, like muzzles, put him in an adamantium cell, that kind of stuff there. Yeah, Yeah, no, innit? So I probably will have some more gameplay, because I have like shit tons of gameplay footage I've uploaded of me just going against the AI in Rivals. So I might start using that footage, because I've got quite a few clips of Hulk and the Maker, of me murking. So yeah, I definitely will probably make some videos on Rivals later down the line. I just don't know what to talk about when it comes down to Rivals, because like I don't do character like play styles or that kind of content there. It would be like footage you would see in the background of a video that probably isn't related to a comic. But I would make a Rivals video in general to talk about it, and hell, I might even do a review. But I typically play against the AI than other players. If you guys play Rivals, my handle is Havon Genesis, so if you guys want to play with me on that, you can add me up and I'll play against other players. I just ain't got the confidence to play solo against other players, so I typically just go against the AI on normal. But yeah. What else we got? Yeah, this Marvel Rivals game is looking different. Yeah. Hopefully we can get some more Ultimate Universe skins in that. Who do you think would outsmart? Who do you think would outsmart who? The Batman who laughs or the Maker? Ooh. You want to know something crazy? Like, this might sound very crazy, but the Maker... Sorry, not the Maker. The Batman who laughs and, like, the Maker are very similar in character archetypes, or the concept of the character. You know, the Maker's always smiling, always like the Joker, of course. He's very egotistical. You know, he feels he's the only one in charge. I think the Batman who laughs would probably outsmart the Maker. And hear me out. Because when it comes down to the Batman who laughs, he went up against Batman. And Batman is one of those stoic characters that will always be on point. With the Maker, the reason why he loses most of the time, like 90% of the time, is because of his ego. Because his ego's so big, he thinks he's better than everyone. And that ends up being his downfall. They both do hate to lose. Yeah, I know, innit? But I think, yeah, the Batman who laughs would use that against the Maker. Like, yeah, bro, you've got an ego, Maker. I would use that against you. That's something I would do against the Maker, because when it comes down to outsmarting him and not using his ego against him, you're not going to win that debate. Like, you're just not going to win. Like, his brain operates faster than any supercomputer on Earth, not to mention he can increase his brain size, the technology he has access to. Bro can literally fight you and be like, oh, I'm getting my ass kicked, I'll be right back, I'm just gonna go teleport into my dome city of tomorrow. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay like 10,000 years in that, but to you it would be like 30 seconds. I'm just gonna go in my into my city and come back with a solution to kick your ass. That's something the Maker would do. But I don't think the Maker would outsmart Batman who laughs before doing it. Is it weird that the Maker is more like Doom in the original Ultimate Universe than Doom? Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you. That's exactly what the Maker is. That's who the Maker is. He's a right. So let me give you the explanation, right? So the Maker, or Ultimate Reed Richards, originally was a good guy, but they do like somebody bring this plot up. Any writer for Marvel, because you could automatically explain this. The Maker, or Ultimate Mr. Fantastic, and Ultimate Doctor Doom, the 1610 version, they had swapped bodies at a very brief moment in time during Marvel Zombies. I think because of that body transfer, it fucked with Reed Richards' mind, because ever since then, you could always see Reed Richards of the original Ultimate Universe acting a bit more brutish, more brutal with his methods before he became the Maker. You know, he became very, like, detached after that situation. I had noticed that, but nobody's ever really spoken about that, like writer-wise. They've never really mentioned that. I think Ultimate Doom, the original, corrupted Reed's mind at some point, because you could slowly see Reed Richards becoming the Maker over the course of that story, and up until like Ultimates 3, Ultimatum, and then Jonathan Hickman's Ultimates. Also, I'm forgetting like Ultimatum, Ultimate Doomsday, Ultimate Fallout as well. You know, we got to see the Reed Richards turn completely. But I think, yeah, when you said that the Maker acts more like Doctor Doom than Ultimate Doctor Doom, that was deliberate. I think Zombie Doom playing Ultimate Reed was also something that affected him hard. Yeah, because it was the zombie Fantastic Four that brought the Ultimate Fantastic Four to the Zombieverse in the first place. So, yeah, I think the Ultimate Universe and the stories definitely broke Reed Richards, because he was that nerdy kid who always got bullied, and no matter how many times he tried to do better, he would always just get shit on. Like, that's the thing, like, Reed Richards in the original Ultimate Universe, he was smarter than Ultimate Iron Man, but the world never liked Reed as much as Iron Man. So, like, Reed Richards of the original Ultimate Universe, like, he hated Iron Man deep down, but he never fully admitted it until he became the Maker. Because Reed Richards was definitely the smartest man in the original Ultimate Universe, but his ego always caused him to fail in the end. Right, I have gone overboard. I've done so much talking with my subscribers, and I've absolutely enjoyed it, but I have to end the stream because I gotta go. Thank you all for watching this stream and just talking with me. We're gonna do more of this. We'll do more of this on the weekend, so I'll try to do it on Saturdays, because typically people are off on Saturdays, so I'll try to make more of these, and we'll go through it. We'll do both pro registration and anti-registration, so don't worry, we're going to be doing 2 playthroughs of this game, so stay tuned for that. And for videos this week, we have Ultimate Black Panther issue 13 and 14. This will be one big video, so this will be out before Wednesday, and we should have Ultimates issue number 9 out by the ending of the week, or this week coming up, so probably by this coming up weekend. And we'll try to get some more original Ultimate Universe content, so we'll continue with Ultimate X, but I'm thinking about just starting Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate Fantastic Four as well. I think I might just go issue by issue with that, so let me know what you guys think, probably afterwards or later on a post. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys don't let the Maker bite. I like that one. That's a good one. Sayed says, later man, thank you from OPV. And Andreas, later dude, take care. And yes, very clever as well. Yep, take care to all of you. Lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.